You are staring at the screen. Below the chat window, the tiny indicator shows the other person is typing. The ellipses bubbles up like a wave, and then suddenly it stops, and no message arrives. Perfect silence returns. In that brief moment, a very subtle but distinct change happens within your body. Your breathing becomes shallow, and the center of your chest tightens with a cold grip. You try to act as if everything is fine and place your phone face down. They must have gotten busy. They will reply soon. But your entire nervous system is reaching out backward, completely focused on that cold piece of glass resting behind you. How can a simple digital notification dismantle us so completely? Why do we feel a profound sense of shame and terror, as if we have been left completely alone in the world just because of a few hours of silence? Today, we're going to travel deep into this bizarre and painful phenomenon, the psychological hell of waiting for a reply. I need you to know right now that this is not a problem that happens because you lack patience or because you are overly obsessed with the other person. This is a highly complex psychological mechanism where your brain, your oldest memories, and humanity's deepest survival instincts are entirely tangled together. First, we must understand how our brain perceives this small smartphone screen. In psychology, there is a concept called intermittent reinforcement. It is the principle that a reward given at completely unpredictable times makes a person intensely engaged and even obsessed. It is exactly the same reason why a slot machine is so addictive. The other person's reply is a sweet reward that could arrive at any unknown moment. It might come in 5 minutes, or it might take half the day. Because your brain cannot predict when the reward will arrive, it cannot let go of the tension. You ride a constant wave of dopamine anticipating the notification. Your willpower is not weak. Your nervous system is simply hijacked by the intense stimulation of uncertainty. But this does not stop at just being a dopamine issue. The heavy emotion you feel when a reply is delayed is not mild impatience. It's much closer to actual pain. According to neuroscientists, this is not just a poetic metaphor. When we feel alienated or rejected by others, the part of our brain that lights up is the exact same part that activates when we experience physical pain, like a broken bone or a burn. To your brain, being left on red or facing a long, unexplained silence is the exact same shock as a physical injury. In ancient times, being disconnected from the tribe meant being abandoned to face certain death. Your logical mind might be telling you, they're just driving right now, but your amygdala is ringing the emergency bell, screaming, we are being abandoned and this is a crisis of survival. The reason your body freezes up and feels so intensely agitated is simply that your brain is doing everything in its power to keep you alive. So why do some people find this silence uniquely unbearable? To find the answer, we have to walk into the deep, private room of your past memories. Attachment theory in psychology explains this through the lens of anxious attachment. During our childhood, we learn how to connect with the world through our primary caregivers and important figures. What if in your past you felt that someone's affection was strictly conditional? What if you experienced sudden chilling changes in their attitude or repeatedly faced the deprivation of them not being there when you needed them most? If so, a deep fear takes root inside of you. If I make even a small mistake, or if I'm not attractive enough, people will leave me. For people carrying this wound, an unanswered text is never just a period of waiting. It is interpreted as a time where their entire worth is being denied. It becomes terrifying proof that the other person is leaving you. You begin to fill that empty space of silence with your own perceived flaws. Did I come off too strong? Are they tired of my boring stories? Am I just someone who can never be a priority to anyone? You have probably tried to force yourself to focus on something else. You open a book or turn on a movie, but less than a minute later, your eyes dart back to the dark phone screen. At the end of that excruciating wait, when the short vibration finally happens and their reply arrives, you probably felt an overwhelming sense of relief mixed with an unspeakable misery. They reply with something like, "Sorry, I was just eating," completely at peace and going about their normal day without any bad intentions. The shame washes over you because you realized you just walked through a living hell, imagining a total abandonment entirely inside your own head. This profound shame drives us into sad, defensive behaviors. Terrified of looking like we care too much, we purposely send cold, one-word replies. Or, even though we are burning up inside, we force ourselves to wait several hours before acting completely indifferent. It is a desperate act of self-defense, designed to hide the fact that we were hurt and to distance ourselves before we can be hurt even more. Tragically, these behaviors only end up confusing the other person, and you end up destroying the very safe, warm connection you so desperately craved in the first place. How, then, do we escape this transparent prison? The absolute first thing you must do is stop hating the anxious, impatient child inside of you. You are not a pathetic or miserable person for crying or laughing over a single text message. Beneath that anxiety is simply a fragile, vulnerable heart whispering, "I just do not want you to leave me." When the anxiety rushes in, do not push the emotion away and do not blame yourself. Instead, close your eyes quietly and speak to yourself, "Ah, my fear has woken up again. I am terrified of being abandoned right now, but this is just an alarm bell from an old wound. It is not the truth of this present moment." Next, we must practice reinterpreting the meaning of silence in a relationship. We often believe that we are only connected when we are constantly exchanging words and confirming feelings. But a truly healthy relationship is like needlework. It is the ability to trust that even in the empty space of silence where conversation stops, you are both safely supporting your own lives. Someone taking a long time to reply does not mean they are erasing you from their heart. It merely means that on the stage of their life, the spotlight that was briefly on you has shifted to illuminate another area for a little while. Please remember this. The speed of someone else's response can never be the timer that measures your worth. Just because a sweet message you sent feels ignored, it absolutely does not mean your warmth and charm as a human being disappear. Do not lock your self-esteem inside someone else's text window. The next time your heart starts beating wildly as you wait for a reply, turn off the screen and stand up from your seat. Look out the window and take a deep, slow breath. The strongest anchor that can keep you safe is not the sound of another person's smartphone notification. It is your solid connection with yourself. You are not a fragile being who can be shattered by a single reaction from someone else. I hope our story today brought gentle comfort to the anxious hours you have endured in secret. Our channel explores the deep shadows of the mind that everyone experiences but no one exactly explains, helping us find a direction where we can love ourselves a little more. If you would like to continue this deep journey with us, please subscribe and like the video. You are entirely worthy of love just as you are. You are a profoundly beautiful, wired human.